I'm still waiting for a day out of Judge like we got out of Gary. Like we've gotten out of Stanton, like we've gotten out of even Gardner recently. We've gotten out of Clint, obviously, Voit and DJ. I'm still waiting. And, he's only played 3 games, so I'm not crucifying him or even upset with what we've seen thus far. It's 3 days. But I just like to see a couple days where you're like, ooh, that was Judge's game.
Okay, so let's do this, Jim. Who needs to check a box the rest of the way? I agree with you on Judge. He just needs a little more Judge in. You need 1 homer because you don't want it to be a thing going into the playoffs. Like he hasn't homered since he's been back.
Yeah.
I think we're kind of okay on Stanton, right?
Yeah, I mean, just don't get hurt.
DJ's fine. Voigt's fine.
Glaber, I'd like to see like clean D from here on out. And Glaber needs to just hit. I mean, I don't know. Did he hit this series?
We're watching. I think the box is just like we're watching Glaber. He had a couple walks, only 1 hit.
Glaber's on like a 8-game hit streak. That's probably kind of cool.
So that's kind of good. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like you want Glaber to let us exhale just a little bit.
Do you think that we're close? I don't know if I say this and people think it's crazy or if people agree with me.
Okay.
Is Wade right now a defensive replacement for Glaber late in a close playoff game? I think some people hear that and are like, what the hell are you talking about? And I think other people hear that and they're like, I've been thinking the same thing.
There's a world where it happens. Absolutely. I don't think the Yankees are ready to do that yet.
Just confidence reasons?
Glaber's confidence. I mean, has he done anything bad at shortstop since he's been back? It's a very small sample.
I think there's only been like 1 play that I can remember.
And I think the other thing is that although Wade is good, he hasn't been lights out necessarily defensively. He's had a couple weird moments. He's had a couple weird throws. He threw the throw to third base the other night late in the Boston game.
Yeah, don't you? So I thought he just was trying to protect the shutout for Hap.
I think it's a knee-jerk reaction. Like, that's kind of the shortstop play. I mean, technically, I think Gio's in the wrong for not being at the base, but it's also kind of the rule of baseball. If, like, there's less outs than runs on the board, you just take the out. So I don't know. Like, I think Tyler would just have to have shown a little more defensively at shortstop to be okay with that.
Okay. Glaber made an error in one of these games, so I'm trying to remember what it was. Verdugo to second base, safe on E6 catch. Glaber didn't catch a ball.
Oh, yeah, they were trying to turn the double play, and Glaber tried to go too fast.
He just whiffed.
Oh, yeah. Anyway. All right, so Glaber, I mean, just clean, solid play is the box you need checked.
Yeah.
He's not, it's very odd because he's not like Voit and DJ where we're like, fine. Gio, I'm fine with. I don't need to see anything out of him. Gardner, I don't need to see anything out of him. I mean, if he keeps barreling up balls, that's a plus, but I don't think he's a starter right now, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Clint Frazier, I don't need to see anything out of.
Hicks, we missed Hicks. He probably could have gotten an award somewhere. He uncorked a throw for the first time that looked like Aaron Hicks uncorking a throw, so that's pretty huge.
I think that would have been on my need to see it list.
That was on our list. I think we've talked about that, so I'm kind of good with Hicks. Hicks is going Hicks.
Yeah. I mean, his stats in the last 7 look good too. They look all right. His on base looks great.
I think we're interested to see Davies' next start now. That's kind of raised an eyebrow. And then I think it's really Otto.
Yeah, well, what about like the other relievers? You know, Sessa and Lasagna. Those are the guys.
I just don't think those guys are going to be able to do anything in the coming days that are going to make us think any differently about them. You know, like if Johnny Lasagna throws 2 shutout against Baltimore and Miami.
It's the opposite.
Right.
They can't get blown up going in their next couple outings because they are part of the formula right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a little tricky. You wonder how much leash they'll give them.
I also think Nelson's more part of the formula than anyone knows.
There's a chance. I personally don't think so, but there's a chance.